Mission to the known. No, please, no! The Time Commander paid no attention to the screams. Those screaming always said the same thing. Lesser life forms, the Commander knew, were illogical. Such creatures never considered or even realized their experiences with the Daleks should have taught them two facts. Daleks don't listen to pleas for mercy, and they don't change their minds. The Commander watched as the specimen was loaded into an environment tank, then hosed with cryogenic gases. There were methods of preserving samples that were quick and painless, but Daleks considered them wasteful. It continued to watch the creature's brief struggle with something close to satisfaction. To any non-Dalek onlooker, it would seem as if the Commander was dispassionate, observing, without feeling. Within the casing, however, the mutant was glad. The best thing about any and all other species was the way in which they died. Even though this life form was entering total suspended animation, it was doing so by drowning in ice. The Dalek scientist smoothly disconnected its unusual manipulator arm from a control bank, turning smoothly to join its commander. Species identified as Thelonian. In our timeline, it is extinct. Preliminary scans of its brain activity suggest the species is telepathic. Its suffering is experienced by the rest of its species. An ability worthy of further examination, the Dalek Time Commander replied. There was a slight pause. The Dalek scientist had fully intended to investigate further. Agreed, it grated slowly. The Dalek Commander was not done. Extract and weaponize, it ordered, then turned away. There was a second short pause. I obey. The Dalek Time Commander left the laboratory, gliding along the corridors of the Dalek Time Saucer at a speed dutifully ignored by the drones it passed. The Dalek Time Commander's ship was travelling through the dark times, having made their way there with the reluctant help of their greatest enemy, the Doctor. The order, direct from the Dalek Emperor, had been to wipe out a temporal divergence at its source. Unable to do this, the Daleks' backup plan had seen the Doctor leave their ship in disgust and, in a move the Daleks did not understand, left his TARDIS behind. This meant there was a way back for the Daleks. So, they harvested the bodies of ancient life forms, sifting through their genetic material that might enhance the Dalek race. There was one further reason. The Commander arrived at a chamber that only one other Dalek on the ship had access to. Mildly irritated at itself for pausing before activating the door, the Commander entered. The Dalek executioner was waiting. The Commander spoke. The scientific operation is a success, he announced in sharp Dalek tones, adding, harvest of life forms is satisfactory. The Dalek executioner turned its eye stalk towards the Commander, but not yet its casing. There was something solid yet unsettling about the executioner. The most unsettling thing to a Dalek commander was that, if its leadership failed, the last gun that would be aimed at them would be the executioner's. It was a fact every commander knew. The Dalek executioner continued to say nothing, but turned its eye stalk back to a console, the commander noted, it was plugged into. The commander joined it. Once also connected, a large visi-screen above them flickered into life. Within seconds, the golden figure of the Emperor appeared.
This message has been recorded in case of your failure,
the Emperor boomed. Although no other Dalek on the saucer would hear their leader or have access to this message.
It assumes you have failed to prevent the damage to our timeline. It assumes you have failed to prevent the Doctor from betrayal.
The Emperor stopped speaking. No one spoke. The Dalek commander heard the executioner's gunstick targeting its casing. There was a slight rise in pitch that no ordinary ears could hear. Its weapon was being powered up and being aimed in readiness for the Emperor's next words. The commander recalled the creature it had witnessed and its cries for mercy. Daleks accepted execution with only fury at their own failure. Death was preferable. Failure meant it could not be a superior being, and Daleks were the supreme beings in the universe.
Given your failure,
The Emperor continued,
I now issue you with new orders.
as Daleks are not programmed to express surprise, both Daleks remain steadfastly plugged into the console.
While collection of specimens remained useful to the Daleks, your presence in the Dark Times must be used to maximum advantage to the Dalek race.
The Time Commander wondered, in a flash, and it was deleted by its core processor, why it was still functioning and why it had not been executed. It swiveled its eye stalk towards the executioner and then returned it to stare at the screen.
The barrier around the Dark Times has never been penetrated by the Daleks.
The Emperor continued, sounding annoyed by this unfortunate aspect of Dalek technology. The annoyance had doubtless resulted in the exterminations of platoons of scientists.
Your presence in the Dark Times provides the Empire with an opportunity to secure the eternal victory of the Daleks.
The commander and the executioner focused on the image of the Emperor, which was pulled back as coordinates appeared below it on the screen, along with a new image of a slowly spinning planet.
This is the home planet of the Time Lords,
The Emperor announced.
Gallifrey.
The Daleks continued to stare at their leader. The mutants within both polycarbide shells hardly dare move.
I foresee a time when they will unite all life forms.
The Emperor shouted, growing ever louder the longer it went on.
They will seek to become the dominant creatures in the universe. They will do this by trying to destroy the Daleks. They will fail.
A pause, and when it next spoke, the Emperor's voice was quiet, but its words were deafening.
You are ordered to return to Gallifrey at a point in time before the Time Lords evolve. I order you to avert their creation by destroying Gallifrey. The ultimate end.
The message ended, but the Emperor's image remained on screen. The commander regarded it with excitement. It could hear phantom clicks coming from inside the executioner's casing as the creature within cradled the trigger of its gunstick. Both were, in different ways, excited by what the Emperor had ordered. The mission was audacious. The mission must succeed. The mission demanded absolute loyalty. There was only one thing the commander could say.
I obey.